Monkey D. Luffy has dreams of becoming Pirate King one day, but things could have been very different for him. As a child, he was on the verge of being eaten by a sea king. However, a pirate captain called Shanks was able to save him. Luffy idolized Shanks, but his crew had to leave town one day. Shanks gave him his lucky straw hat and made him promise to return it to him if they ever reunited. As Luffy got older, he decided to make his dreams a reality. But with no boat available, he was forced to enter a barrel and float in the sea, hoping a nearby ship spotted him. Luckily, he was spotted by sailors on a cruise ship, who brought him on board thinking there was beer inside. But little did Luffy know, they were about to be attacked by a nearby pirate ship, led by Alvida. The pirates boarded the ship to raid its goods and managed to find the barrel in the kitchen. It was looking like Luffy's dream was over before it even began. But Luffy was not going to give up just yet. He defeated all 3 pirates and then rewarded himself with some food. Alvida's chore boy Kobe made it clear to Luffy that getting the One Piece was impossible. But Luffy didn't care if he died trying. He still wanted to give it a shot. But that was the least of his worries, for he was finally found by Alvida and the entire crew. Surely it was game over this time. Luffy was on the verge of being caught by the pirates and needed to escape. However, something happened that would drastically shift the momentum. Luffy showed everyone his crazy flexibility, allowing him to take down all the pirates. He was granted this superhuman ability after eating a devil fruit, giving his body rubber-like properties. This also allowed him to take 0 damage from Alvida's spiked club, defeating her with ease. Luffy continued his travels with Kobe, but his aim was to assemble more crew members. Kobe told him about the infamous pirate hunter known as Roronoa Zoro, but Zoro was not going to be easy to recruit. He was taken prisoner at Shell's Town by Marines and about to be executed, but Luffy, as usual, took no for an answer and still wanted to try. But there's also a crazy twist, because later on a small girl called Rika reveals that Zoro is in fact not a criminal. One day, Zoro defended the citizens of the town from the tyrannical Captain Morgan and his son Helmeppo. This got him sentenced to execution, and Morgan's goons were ready to carry out the punishment. But just when they thought they got the job done, at the last second Luffy was able to save the day, using his body to deflect the bullets. After saving Zoro, it was official. The world's greatest swordsman was now a part of Luffy's crew. The 2 of them were just too strong for Morgan and his crew, and were on the verge of defeating them. However, a new problem emerged, as Helmeppo was able to take Kobe hostage. This put Luffy in a tough situation, as he could only deal with one enemy at a time. Luffy chose to save his friend, but his own life was soon to be over. That was until Zoro intervened at the last second to defeat Captain Morgan once and for all. The town was finally free. But being pirates after all, Luffy and Zoro were forced to leave by the Marines, heading straight for the Grand Line, where legendary pirate Gold Roger hid the One Piece. But on the way there, Luffy was abducted by a bird and sent flying away, right into the territory of the fearsome clown pirate known as Buggy. But Luffy was able to use Gum Gum Pistol to take out 2 goons, saving a thief girl called Nami in the process. However, Nami betrayed Luffy and was seized by Buggy. Luffy was locked up in a cage with a cannon ready to fire at him. But once again, Zoro was able to step in and provide assistance. He got his chance one-on-one with Buggy and was able to slice his hand off with ease. Little did he know, Buggy ate a devil fruit just like Luffy, gaining the ability to split himself into pieces. This allowed Buggy to stab Zoro clean, giving him the upper hand in the battle instead. All hope was seemingly lost for Luffy and Zoro. But at the last second, Zoro was able to flip the cannon in time, warding off Buggy and his entire crew. They were able to get to safety for the time being, and Zoro got the rest he needed to heal up. But with Luffy now alone with no support, this made him vulnerable to attack, namely from Beast Tamer Moji and his lion Richie. But after breaking him free from his cage, Luffy was able to defeat them both with ease, shifting his focus to defeating Buggy once and for all. But before their duel, Buggy revealed something shocking. He and Shanks used to be comrades, and blames him for making him eat the devil fruit he was planning on selling. Buggy uses this information to get the upper hand on Luffy, damaging his precious hat in the process. But this proved to be an unwise decision. Luffy was so enraged that he defeated Buggy without finding out Shanks' whereabouts first. Nonetheless, the crew were able to steal 2 bags of Buggy's treasure, but Luffy kindly left a bag for the mayor, allowing him to repair his town. As the 3 of them headed for the Grand Line, there was one problem. Their ship was just not good enough to be used there, so they headed for Syrup Village in search of a better ship. But with no money to buy one, they decide to visit the mansion on top of the hill to ask its owner, an orphan girl, for financial support. However, Kaya's butler refuses instantly and tells them to leave. With their ideas running out, Luffy decides to visit the beach to relax. But while he was there, he overheard something shocking. Kaya's butler is in fact not a butler, but is Captain Kuro of the Black Cat Pirates. Using the hypnosis ability of his accomplice Django, they plan to make Kaya change her will and then execute her to inherit all of her wealth. But in a big mistake, Luffy was spotted by Kango, who had no choice but to put him to sleep through his hypnosis. Luffy fell headfirst off the cliff, with his condition unknown. Usopp also heard of the plan, but he was notorious for being the town's liar, and would never be able to convince them about the plan. There was nobody now to stop Kuro initiating his despicable plan. Luckily, Luffy survived the fall and was found by Zoro and Nami. The crew decide to help Usopp battle the Black Cat Pirates themselves to save Kaya. Luffy and Zoro were able to gain the upper hand initially. However, Django hypnotized his men into believing they were strong. The crew were now in big trouble. But in an interesting twist, Luffy got hypnotized too, giving him the same super strength to knock everyone out. But as he went to destroy their ship, Django put Luffy to sleep one more time, trapping him under the pirate ship. Zoro now had to fight on his lonesome, and to make things worse, Django activated his trump card, the Cat Brothers. Using sneaky tactics, one of the cats managed to steal 2 of Zoro's swords, forcing him to fight in the one sword style which he was unfamiliar with. A wounded Usopp tried to help, but he ended up doing more harm than good. Zoro was now in grave danger, and Nami knew she had to help him in some way. However, she too ended up getting wounded by Django. There was now nobody to stop Zoro getting ended. That was until Captain Kuro finally emerged on the scene, witnessing the disappointment of his crew. Kuro called them all weak, which infuriated the Nyaban brothers, so much so that they decided to retaliate against Kuro, believing him to be weak after spending the last few years as a butler. Little did they know, Kuro was as sharp as ever. He showcased his trademark attack, the Nukiyashi technique. To easily overcome the brothers who were just about to defeat Zoro was a testament to his power. But Kuro decided not to take things further. He gave them 5 more minutes to end Zoro, or else he'd take out every single member of his crew. As the brothers pursued Zoro to eliminate him, Nami was able to kick Zoro's swords back to him, enabling to use his coveted 3-sword style once again. Zoro won the battle with ease. Time was now up and Kuro was ready to end everyone. But before he could even begin, Kaya arrives with a gun, threatening him to leave. Kuro was unfazed by this and turns his attention towards Usopp as his first victim. As he prepared his cat claws for attack, his attempts were stopped by none other than Luffy, who woke up just in time to use Gum Gum pistol. Luffy allows Zoro to help Kaya escape from Django, allowing him to have a clean one-on-one with Kuro. Luffy gains the upper hand, breaking the claws of Kuro's right hand. With this, Kuro initiates his Shikushi technique, making all his attacks completely invisible to everyone. Luffy was in deep trouble and had to come up with something fast to counter Kuro. And he was able to do so by restraining Kuro, preventing him from moving anymore. One final headbutt was enough to defeat Kuro once and for all, bringing peace to the village again. Meanwhile, Usopp and Zoro successfully defeated Django, saving Kaya in the process. As a result, Kaya rewarded the crew with a brand new ship. To mark the occasion, Luffy's crew grew stronger with the addition of Usopp. Up next in the story is the One Piece movie. Make sure to check that out.